If you haven't yet mastered this one skill, you are wasting your time using AI. In fact, using this one skill has saved me over 20 hours of work every single week. Now, what is that one thing? Prompting. My name's Samuel, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking out a simple guide to mastering prompting. And once you do it, you can save yourself time, energy, and also make a ton of money from this skill set. So without further ado, let's dive in. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to become a prompting goat. But before we head into it, you need to understand what exactly is a prompt. A prompt is an input that you provide to an LLM to guide its response. Now, an LLM is a large language model, as we know. So these are things like ChatGPT, Claude, and any other tool that you use to actually generate an output. And I've put a quick diagram here showing you exactly how it works. We input something over here into the LLM and it creates an output for us. So in simple terms, a prompt is what you type to tell an AI what you want. Now, why is it important to know how to prompt effectively? Now, I actually found this article on Harvard's website back in 2023, and it says the information, sentences, or questions that you enter into a generative AI tool are a big influence on the quality of outputs you receive. Simply put, the better you are at prompting and telling AI exactly what you want, the better results you are going to be getting. And what does this do? It saves you a bunch of time and also a bunch of frustration as well. I literally put this diagram in there, basically saying that before you understand how to prompt effectively, these are the type of outputs you're going to be getting. I'm pretty sure we can all relate. We've told ChatGPT something and it's done the complete opposite of what we've wanted it to do. By the end of the video, you'll understand how to start generating amazing results like this. Outside of that, it makes you way more creative. It helps you learn way faster. I've written here a coach, mentor, and therapist, which I'm going to be going through towards the end. And outside of that is a superpower. As we know, AI is a skill set. So the faster you are in learning about AI and implementing it within your business, the faster you are able to monetize and actually be ahead of the curve in front of a lot of people that are now wasting their time and haven't actually mastered the skill set. So in terms of the simple framework, it's literally a 5-step framework that I want you guys to follow. Number one, we want to start with a clear goal. Now, before you actually go into prompting, you want to actually think to yourself, what am I actually looking to achieve? You want to start with the end in mind. That is going to give you a bunch of clarity before you start to actually prompt into these LLMs. So a simple question you can ask is, what do I want ChatGPT, Claude, or anything like that to do? Ask yourself, what do you want it to help you with? And some examples are, tell me a story about a robot and a dog, help me explain volcanoes for my science projects, and different things like that. Now, number two, what you want to do is be very specific in the details you give it. The more information, the better the answer. Now, you want to help these LLMs understand exactly what you want to achieve. You want it to understand your idea. Some examples of this is, instead of saying, write a story, you can say, write a funny story about a superhero who's scared of bananas. You want to go into detail so that it understands exactly where you're coming from and give you the specific output you're looking to achieve. Now, outside of that, of course, you want to choose the format and the style. So tell it how you want it, whether it's a story, a list, a poem, rapping, a bullet point, or anything like that. And some examples of this, still on that same theme, is make it a short poem, write it like a news article, turn it into a comic script, and so on and so forth. And number four, what you want to do is ask for your level. You want to specify how easy or hard you want it to actually be. A quick example, I actually use this all the time. I say, explain it to me like I'm a 10-year-old. Now, the reason why it's so important is because when we look at the average reading age in the UK and other countries alike, we can see that it's actually between 9 and 11 years old. So I will go as far as to say that the majority of people can actually read to a level of a 10-year-old in reality. And that's the reason why you see the people that are able to understand an immense amount of knowledge by explaining it and communicating in such a simple way always win. Communication is important. So that is the reason why we want to use simple words. We want it to also sound like a year 5 student wrote it, or any other example you want to put in. And lastly, you want to refine it by asking following up questions. Now, the thing with AI is that it's not always going to get what you want it to achieve immediately. That's the reason why you want to ask it follow-up questions and you want to be very specific and talk to it to actually create the outcome you want to achieve. So always realize that you can always tweak these type of things. So with ChatGPT or again, any other LLM, you want to treat it like a helper. It doesn't mind edits. And this is so big. especially as, business owners, entrepreneurs, or people that run anything alike. When we want to achieve an outcome, let's say, for example, we've hired someone for a task. A lot of the time, if we're not clear in whatever we've asked it to do, of course, it's going to need some edits. And this can start to become frustrating for both parties. Whereas with ChatGPT and other LLMs, they don't mind you asking it for as many edits as possible. It wants you to be as specific as possible and also allow it to help you achieve whatever you want to achieve. So that's the amazing thing about AI. So some examples of this is, of course, can you make it funnier? Can you twist it? At the end, can you explain it in 3 steps? So some examples and some use cases we're going to literally run through it right now is number 1, understanding how to learn absolutely anything. So I'm going to actually ask ChatGPT on how to create a website. Something that I do for a lot of my clients and something that I believe every single person should actually understand how to do. I've created a temporary chat. This is because typically when you're using things like ChatGPT, Claude, etc., it starts to actually store a lot of the data. That's the reason why, for example, you can have one chat talking about a specific subject, and if you go into a new chat, it starts to bring things from the old conversation into a new conversation. We want it to be unbiased in this. So that is the reason why I've done that. I'll give you 2 examples and just ask it simply, how can I create a website? And look at the output it's going to actually generate for me. So when we've actually put this into ChatGPT, it's actually gotten to a point where LLMs like ChatGPT are very, very advanced. So it's actually just going to write something that's very, very good. But the thing is that we want to be very specific in what we're telling it to do and what to give us, because it's giving us instructions, but what can we really do with this information? We have no objective at the end in mind. So we want to make sure that we have an objective again in mind. So instead of being basic, let's actually create something that is actually useful. An example of this is, let's say I wanted to start selling dogs for a living. Let's actually create a website for that. So there's 2 ways to go about prompting this. Number 1, again, you want to be as specific as possible. How can I create a website for selling pet dogs? Then after that, of course, we want to create a format. So this will be for dog lovers that want puppies. Then we want to write what tone and what type of audience we're actually catering for. Make it so friendly for these dog lovers. And once we send it in, as we can see, it starts to actually give us instructions on specifically how we're going to create the website, the tools that we can use, the design that, of course, dog lovers will actually like, and so on and so forth. Now, this is great, but at the same time, you want to go a step ahead. Now, this is where a free resource like the site I'm about to show you will come in handy for us. Now, there are so many websites now that can actually help us create amazing prompts, things like Prometheus, etc. But here is a free option. It's called Prompt Perfect. And what we can actually do is that when we go into Prompt Perfect, we can actually tell it exactly what we're looking to achieve as an outcome, and it will end up writing a prompt that is way more in depth and actually allows us to get closer to our goal in a quicker time frame. So we're going to do the exact same thing. And what I've done is literally just copy and paste this. Now, as you can see, it's literally in 2 seconds written out a prompt that is so in depth. It literally goes through exactly what is going to allow us to create a website that is amazing for this specific niche. So after doing that, we can literally just copy and create an entire new temporary chat for this with a specific prompt, and watch what it starts to do. Look at how specific it is. It starts to actually create an entire business plan for us without us even having to think. Can you see? So simple things like it's giving us a name, it's giving us a homepage, about us, and it just keeps on writing. So I'm going to let it work its magic and then we'll come back when it's done. So literally in the space of literally 2 minutes, it's created an entire website for me, given the specifics. And outside of that, the question I actually asked at the end is so key. Would you like me to turn this content into web copy or lay out a website wireframe format? Now, I wasn't actually going to include this in this video, but I'll actually go a step further and actually show you how powerful it is when you understand how to prompt and use things like no code tools to actually create the outcome that you actually want. Now, what I've done is that I've literally told it to give us a website wireframe, and we'll understand why it's so key to do that straight after it's done. So as we can see, ChatGPT is literally giving us an entire website format, and this is so amazing. What we can then do is, of course, copy and go to a site like bolt.new, which is a site that actually allows you to not only create apps, but websites in the click of a button. So we can literally paste it in there and look at what it does once we put that in. It literally starts to build out a website in front of us. in the matter of minutes. Now, guys, can you see how powerful AI is? It's literally given us an entire website, literally called Perfect Companions. Of course, I'll probably change the name, I'm not gonna lie. But outside of that, look at how sick it is. Now, the images aren't necessarily showing up, but if I ran this through something like Google Chrome, it would definitely show up. And I've literally created an entire website in the space of literally 5 minutes, which is insane. So we've learned how to do that. Number 2 is creating content very, very easily. Now, a lot of the content that I actually create is with the help of AI. Like I mentioned in the last video, a lot of the time when you're an entrepreneur, you're doing so many things, the last thing you want to do is actually start coming up with content ideas and things like that. But with the help of AI, it's helped me so much in terms of creating content. Even this video right now, I'm gonna be real, was inspired by AI. But we are going to now use another case study and show you how powerful it is. Now, that case study is creating images and also even videos, but we'll just stick with the images for now. Now, for those that don't know, I tend to keep on top of a lot of AI news, and comment down below if you want me to actually update you guys on constant things that are happening within the AI space, because I definitely can create content for that. Now, literally, as of last week, they've literally updated ChatGPT again. And the new model and the new upgrade is 4.0. And within ChatGPT 4.0, what we have is so many updates, such as, for example, smarter problem solving. It can also follow instructions way better and format more accurately, and fuzzy improvements as well. Now, the key thing that we're going to start using it for is simple things such as creating images like this. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have been seeing images popping up on social media like these, and I'll show you guys exactly how to create it using prompts and also things like ChatGPT. Now, what we're going to do is ask ChatGPT to actually create an image of me as one of those viral images that are actually going out right now. I want you to take this photo and turn it into, his name is OB Property and his passions are AI, property, music, and I throw in something random like anime. Dress him up smart, casual, that relates to business owners and creatives. Give him dreadlocks. As you guys can see, I've been as descriptive as possible, and even to make it even better, we can actually drag examples into it so that it can actually understand exactly what we're looking and going for. Now, what we've done is that we've dragged an image of myself and also dragged an image of the AI dolls that are going around now, very, very viral right now. And we'll literally just enter and let AI start to do its magic. As you guys can see, it's starting to print. Let's see how AI makes me look. Now, guys, I don't necessarily look like this young gentleman right here, but it got the concept, right? And you guys can understand that you can create content utilizing things like ChatGPT. So you got this smiley individual in the picture. I am smiling though. It got the headphones, which is right. It got the fact that I'm into things like AI, etc., which is amazing. I also mentioned anime. I can also make this prompt different. So say that I actually write anime specifically. It got the suit there as well. I didn't see my bottom half, so it's actually very, very nice. It looks stylish as well. And what we can actually do is just go again and make it even more refined. This is the whole art, and this is what makes prompting even fun as well. So I want you to make the face more like the picture. That's number 1. Also, spell anime correctly and switch the laptop. Even though I love the laptop, we want to switch it for a house. Let's just say that, for the real estate aspect of it. Now, guys, you can actually see that it's updated the content. It's made my legs come out for some reason. So again, maybe I need to change that in terms of the prompting, but it's changed it to a house, and I love this aspect of it. And it's also got the AI elements of it over here, the mindset and stuff like that. And also it's put anime here. So it's random placing, but again, the more that you play with it, the more accurate it's going to be. And this is just to show you that you can really create content using AI. Now, guys, the last use case is, of course, solving problems and also planning. So this is things like business planning and also meetings as well. So I'll give you guys a quick example literally right now. Let's say, for example, you had a business where you're teaching people AI, which is partially what this YouTube channel is actually based on. So we can literally just go into Prompt Perfect and say, you are a business coach that helps business owners create content, educating people on how to implement AI tools and systems into their business by themselves or with my help. You want the content to be simple yet valuable. And once we type that, let's actually see what it's going to give us with using this tool. And what I want you guys to realize is that this is a free tool. right? So of course, there's better tools that's out there, but this is how to actually create content. This is how to come up with business plans and things like that completely for free. One thing I also want to implement after actually looking at this is that it's more so focused on article and post, but I wasn't even specific. This is what I mean by being specific and also following up and updating the prompts as much as possible when it comes to prompt engineering. So we're going to say focus on YouTube content. If you're creating an article or vlog, of course, this is going to be a perfect prompt for you, but we're going to focus solely on YouTube content. And perfect. As soon as we get that, after looking at it very, very briefly, looks pretty accurate. Okay, amazing. Cool. So we can copy the prompt and create a temporary chat in which we insert the prompt immediately. If it will let me. Perfect, boom. And what it would then do is that it's going to actually generate me not only content ideas, but it can actually give me an entire structure on how I'm going to break it down, create the content, etc. As you guys can see, it's literally generating a full script for me in real time, which is amazing. It's even giving me editing ideas and things like that as well, which is amazing. This is why I love AI. AI is a game changer. So it's literally written an entire content piece for me in terms of creating a video outlining, AI tool for business owners and things like that. And naturally, outside of that, I can start talking about content plans and other things, etc. It's even asked me a question of, okay, would you like me to actually create content specifically for coaches, e-commerce, service-based businesses, etc. Or move on to script 2. So ChatGPT has literally become my content writer just like that. And again, this is more so on a content basis, but of course you can use this exact same strategy for business meetings, for presentations and things like that, which I do practically all the time. So make sure to never hesitate to do that. And that's practically it. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, understanding the art of prompt engineering and how to implement it, again, make sure to watch the next video YouTube's going to recommend, because the algorithm knows you more than you know yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one.